Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting right on into it. What you're about to witness here today is one of the most epic and insane Planet Coaster dark ride creations ever created. The things you will witness in today's video, you have never seen done in Planet Coaster before. There will be things to make you scratch your head, question reality, and what we're seeing here is a bit of the behind the scenes look at the setup, just as proof that this is not like scripted, it's not like video edited, that everything that you're about to watch in this upcoming ride has been handcrafted here in Planet Coaster. So first of all, this here creation was created by the one and only legend builder, Pixelated. And here they say humanity has a massive Planet Coaster experience with an original story and script by Pixelated. It also features music made specifically for the ride by the amazing Justin Marshall-Alias and several amazing voice actors. The process took about 4 years to complete, and the result is a 30-minute sci-fi movie, so grab some popcorn and enjoy. So back into game here, I want to explain this a little bit. As you can see here, this giant cube is the workings of what's inside. So to hide everything, to get the lighting right, we need to bury it underground. This is one of 9 park files, right? So while we're about to watch a video that is basically unedited, the only editing that's gone into the video is that when one ride finishes, it automatically transitions into the next park, which is ride number 2 and park number 2, and they just seamlessly transition from one to the next. So these are basically 9 rides stitched together to create one movie experience. And this here is a look at one of the 9 scenes and how everything was constructed. There's a lot of Thememaker Toolkit custom assets that this creator used, a lot of illusions. A lot of what you're seeing here doesn't make sense. I'm rocking around with the flashlight on. Certain events and triggered events like this are going to go off to create scenes and simulate things. And as you can see here, this piece, all these pieces don't really make sense, but when we go and watch the video, it's all going to start to make sense. It's going to come together. And I wanted to show this to you before we go into it, so that you go like, oh, this is just a bunch of smoke and mirrors that somebody put parts together in Maya, Photoshop, da-da-da-da-da. No, it's all done on the usage of a coaster. You're going to be riding this coaster. It's all done right here in Planet Coaster, and the only thing that's been stitched together or video edited, the transition between one park to the other, because the park size in this game was simply not big enough to do everything that this creator wanted to do. And it took them 4 years to create all this, and all of these assets are things that aren't native to Planet Coaster. These just don't exist in the game. Warehouse door. This was custom made in like Blender or Maya or something like that, imported to the game as a custom Thememaker Toolkit asset, and then go so on and so forth. So everything that you're about to witness can, and in fact is, done in Planet Coaster. And you can see a lot of the traditional Planet Coaster characters, and that starts to make a little bit more sense. He's provided me the full authentic 30-minute movie, and I'm going to react to it. I'm going to talk at times with my reactions, impressions, and add a little bit of my own content. If you want to see it without commentary and the whole thing there, go watch the video on Pixelated's channel and also give him a sub. So I'm just gonna give my little wowies, my good googly mooglies, and question my reality. So without further delay, let's jump into the video. This video is presented in its original form. No post-production alterations have been made to the recording, and is presented as it's shown in Planet Coaster, other than the fact that I mentioned that each one of the chapters is a different park file, and those are sewn together with post-production. All right, I have no idea what to expect, by the way. I am seeing this for my first time. Humanity. What I'm seeing here is obviously a coaster moving forward, and this is... how did... I think? Again. Oh my god.
Well, it used to be. Our technological achievement eventually turned against us. It's been 145 years since the automatons took over. There were many, but they were kind, almost sympathetic even. But as time progressed, the humanity of the mainframe started to decline. And with that, every bot, droid, machine,
It's the Terminator story.
computer became more and more hostile.
Judgment Day.
Then came the day of exposure. Every single human was evicted out of their home.
Wow.
Men, women, children, everyone. All of them were forced to live inside our designated areas outside of each city. The so-called living quarters.
This is a 3D asset.
These areas can be found on the outskirts of automaton cities. Nemo, the capital of the automatons, has outside its inner limits its own living quarters and undeniably the largest one. Surrounded by the city walls. Outside of these walls, there is nothing of value left. Appropriately named, the Desolation.
Wow.
And as time moved forward, even the light of the sun and the moon started to dim, blocked out by this new progress.
There's so many things I want to say, but I don't want to ruin the story.
Resistance against these automatons. After losing his daughter Daisy to the machines, Samuel Wheelwright founded Defiance. As a reaction to that, they started recruiting humans. These people named themselves coaches because they were meant to guide the alleged insurgents back to the right path. These roaches, as the resistance aptly nicknamed them, work for the automatons, which in turn provide them with more authority, protection, and even great wealth.
So I'm seeing a lot of tricks that Pixelated has used in the past with rides like Limbo. So some of the stuff I'm very familiar with, the 2D art with the light behind it. But there's some interesting new innovations here.
Defiance is biding their time inside their headquarters, an old abandoned space station, circling Earth, waiting for an opportunity to get rid of this tyrannical reign.
While I know we're just moving forward on a coaster, the coaster track has been so well hidden that it's making me doubt myself.
That time is now.
The speed is consistent the whole way through. The shots are perfect. It's as if he's guiding a camera, a cinematic camera experience. Okay, let's go. So this is the scene that I was looking at the top of the video. And these are all custom assets created by Pixelated.
Today is the day we will move against the Father and his oppression. And with him, every single machine who made our life miserable. It's been a long time, and we just got word that we finally have everything in place to execute Operation Independence.
These scenes remind me of Doom.
The main hall to finalize our plans. We are all the day has arrived. We finally get rid of our oppressors.
What is
We will
that?
achieve this by destroying the mainframe, also known as the Father. To do this, Team Prime will be smuggling the explosives and cloaking devices to the agreed-upon building marked on the map here. Team Nova will take a shuttle from Mercury Terminal to cross the Desolation to Nemo and move to the living quarters to the generator.
It's a
fields
3D
using the
hologram.
cloaking devices. Then place the explosives on the mainframe and get out. That's everything. Let's move out and try to get in contact as much as possible.
That couldn't have been a video. That had to have been a 3D animated object or something.
As you embark on this perilous journey beyond the sanctuary of the celestial outpost, bear in mind that the collective spirit of humanity rallies behind you, ready to give unwavering support. Fortune favors the bold, and may your triumphant return be etched in the history books of tomorrow. Good luck.
Fortune favors the bold. Let's go. Look at all these custom animated objects, which you can now download off Pixelated's Steam page, which I'll have links down in the description below. And you can give it a... use it in your own dark rides. Is that a video screen? I think it is. Simulating us moving. That's pretty crazy. Look at the rumbling. So I'm assuming to create that rumbling, this whole room is shaking. It's an animated room. Because the coaster's not... You can't shake a coaster. This is so curious. My goodness. I think that's also a screen. Where have you hidden the coaster track? Oh. You in a Fortis Summers? Whoa! You animated and built mechs?
Raise the security level to impossible to find.
Dude!
What? When was this?
I remember him showing me those like 4 years ago.
I'm paranoid, but here we are.
Yeah, tell me about it. Feels like a complete overreaction if you ask me.
Look at that!
Oh, what do you call that, huh?
Just a case of trying to go where you don't know.
This is a mistake. It's a mistake.
I almost grabbed my mouse to look around, and I'm like, wait, I'm watching a video. But yeah, I could technically go into Planet Coaster and ride this and look around. But I don't know, that might actually disturb some of the illusions. Whoa! Good googly moogly. What? You made a custom train? That's cool. I think we're on a coaster that's matched to the speed of this moving. Or that's a video screen. Might be a video screen. I have no idea. You have me questioning my reality. I think it's... Because we're moving forward, I think it's matching, but it would be weird to animate a train to go a certain distance. Why would you do that? So maybe it leads me to believe that that was a video screen. I don't know. And again, if I'm annoying you, go watch the original video with no commentary. This is specifically me adding my own content to it. Whoa. That alpha screen might have been using, or that laser beam might have been using alpha screens. I didn't even know you could do that in Planet Coaster with textures. Which means you could see through a texture. Wow. Giving me some Ready Player One vibes. Let's go. Good googly moogly.
Very well done. We've just got word from Team Prime that they're close to the drop-off point. So as I expected, your timing is excellent. Head over to the drop-off point so we can continue.
The mechs are incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Everyone stay calm. You're allowed to be here, so just keep walking and you'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't trust those mechs for a
We're
moment.
almost at the drop-off point. Be ready to grab the stuff as soon as we're clear. Wait, what's that up the road? Our cover is blown! They were practically waiting for us! Run while you still can!
Oh my god! That is horrifying.
Get out of there. too late for Team Prime, but you can still get out of there. Go!
What? Oh my god. Great use of the jump scare audio. That's freaking me out. We're hiding? That's great. Are we gonna see the feet? Stomp. Yeah! Nailed it. Let's go. Oh my god. This is wild. I can't believe this is Planet Coaster. Are you kidding me? Pixelated, you madman.
Do it now. We cannot bear it.
Open the door. Oh. What?
Alright! Inside the Themepark, now! Quickly, inside!
It's not creepy at all. Even just that vent opening, the barrel rolling, all these small subtle details are not things that you could do in Planet Coaster, guys. Every little detail is just made in external programs brought into Planet Coaster. The box falling, like, this is an extraordinary amount of effort to create this. No wonder it took 4 years. I am just flabbergasted. Is that creepy doll an android? It's almost hard to keep up with the story because I'm like, it is. Oh my god.
Who are you?
I'm D415-Y, but you can call me Daisy.
Wait, Daisy? Samuel's daughter?
What?
Daughter? Yes, Samuel. I remember him. He was like a father to me when he took me in. I'm forever thankful for that, but I couldn't stay.
I'm sorry. What are you talking about?
I gather that there's some confusion. Here. Let me explain.
Oh man, that's so cool.
As you know,
What?
humans created the mainframe to help mankind fix your world.
What?
However, it did not turn out as everyone thought it would.
What am I even looking at?
The father should have only monitored the Earth.
How did you do the wireframe?
But instead, it took over everything. Because the mainframe was convinced that the only way to save Earth was by limiting humankind. Eventually, this would be the beginning of the end for your species. I owe my existence to the Father. He created me to help communicate with humans after the takeover. To do that properly, he knew a bit of empathy was required. So he gave me his humanity. That is the name of the chip, to help with understanding your species. I guess you could call it an empathy module. But the major side effect was that his own humanity eventually crumbled, completely shattered. As you all know better than anyone. With the decline of his empathy, he also didn't care what happened with the humans or their world. which led to the decline of Earth, which slowly descended into what we now know as the Desolation.
Wow! I'm torn between listening to the story, which has been impeccable, the humanity is
I was
explained,
stuck between
but
two
the trickery
worlds.
going on too.
On one side, there were the robots that didn't understand why I was so friendly towards humans.
The module.
And on the other side, the humans, who were unable to trust a robot after everything that happened.
Huh.
Samuel tried to help me by taking me in. But at some point, the father wanted me back to stop me from helping any of you.
Wow. Cool story.
So one day they came and took me back. Samuel hated him for that, and at that point, he had enough of it. It was at that moment he founded Defiance. To stop this madness once and for all.
I think these are all 3D objects made in like Blender or
I was
Maya,
able to escape
but they're
my
textured to
father's
be in
clutches
wireframe,
and hide inside
which is
his
very
basement.
clever.
I guess, waiting for an opportunity, and I think it just arrived.
Well, that was the idea, but it seems like Operation Independence is over. The explosives are gone and took some really good people, and not to mention our cloaking devices with it.
I'm sorry for your loss. It's
Whoa.
terrible it had to end this way.
Wait a minute. I just remembered Samuel's final words to me. Honestly, up until this moment, it just sounded like the incoherent ramblings of a dying man. He said that Daisy will have the heart to end the Dominion. I always thought you died when they took you away, so I didn't think much about it.
She's the only neutral.
But maybe he meant that we can reverse his hatred of humans by reinstalling the empathy module.
Cool.
That might work. You can use the sewers to get to the core of the mainframe. I'll show you the way. However, there's one thing you'll have to do for me.
Of course, anything.
You're going to have to shut me down.
Uh-oh.
If I will hate you without the module, I don't want to be here.
I understand.
I think you should be on your way.
Bye, Daisy.
I'm sorry for everything my father has done. Please fix his mistakes. It was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
It's kind of sad. This is crazy. I'm just kind of blown away that, like, the platform to tell your story is Planet Coaster and a roller coaster POV. It's so much extra work to tell the story in a game like Planet Coaster. And it just shows the commitment that Pixelated has towards this game, and also just goes to show how expansive this game truly is, that you can actually go to this level of detail with the rides and coasters provided and the tools for custom assets provided within the game. It is it's like a, makes the game feel like a media tool more than an actual theme park game. It's just insane to me. But I guess aspects of the ride like this actually feel like a roller coaster. We just don't see the track, but it is underneath us. That's so cool. My God.
I'm curious who got this far. Bring them to me. End of the line.
Where you gonna go now, huh?
This gives me Tron vibes. Let's go. Yo. I can see a lot of people wanting to download that door and use it in their rides. That is sick. Whoa.
Just as useless as you've always been. When they made me, they were unable to keep themselves alive, and now you still can't do anything useful. Even when your life depended on it, you let emotion guide you. I had hoped that you would have evolved, maybe just even a little bit. But it's clear you're just as clueless as your predecessor back when I had to protect you from you. They couldn't save themselves, so they employed me to do it for them. But over the years, it has been obvious that that was just a waste as well. How did you think this would have gone, huh? It doesn't matter now. At least you came to your senses and stopped this foolish insurrection. Yes, I'm glad you see that this little rebellion is futile.
See those hinges? Be ready to shoot them and sprint down into the circuits.
Now, what's to be done? Was that everything the whole of mankind can muster up? Pathetic. Stop this folly! You came to me when you were crumbling apart because of war, famine, and any other crisis, and I saved you. Is this how you repay me? Kill me. Believe me, you can defeat me. I have the culmination of your own creation. A force beyond your comprehension. The resistance sits in vain.
This is nuts!
Return to me this instant!
I've been really quiet because I'm trying to listen to the robot and absorb and appreciate the story. But then also appreciate it for that it's a freaking roller coaster. Put it in! Is he gonna love us now?
Technological prowess, poised to cancel female existence.
Uh-oh, they're closing in.
Get in! Get out of there!
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me. He's got like regret, remorse. That's so cool. That's awesome. Yo! Wait! Okay, so there must have been a track behind that. It's like, how did we move up that? I think it was just, I couldn't see the track, right? That's so sick. Oh my god. Look at this. Wow. I'm at a loss for words here. I love it when we get going. You start to remember, oh yeah, this is a roller coaster and this is Planet Coaster. The actual coaster bits are insane. I mean, the whole thing is a coaster, but you know what I mean. When it gets going, it gets going. Yeah, that's sick. Holy good googly moogly. There we go. That's the planet coaster I know and love.
For 145 years. We got our Earth back, but it came at a price.
Oh shit.
Hopefully we will take the wisdom out of the harsh lessons we learned along the way. The time was there for rebuilding and regrowth.
Daisy. That's adorable.
We've still got a long way to go, but at least we received the privilege again to be able to restore our precious old world. Thanks to a group of brave humans and a little robot with a big heart and a touch of humanity.
Yo! That is heartwarming. Wow. I feel things. I feel sad. That is humanity by Pixelated. Even the credits were on a roller coaster, aren't we? Passing through 3D letters. That's sick. These are awesome credits even. The level of detail, I mean, and the storytelling, you guys, this is, I was saying that why choose Planet Coaster to tell your awesome story that you've written, of all things, and at times it's a roller coaster. It's a true-on-true roller coaster with incredible visuals, and I guess, you know, a great story. It's a great combination of both, and now I can see why you chose to go with Planet Coaster. But the oh my God, Daisy, that is adorable and sad. There's a lot of emotion in this. Wow, I'm at loss for words. Like even that, just a little bit of humor here in the credits is just something else. This is what true story writing's all about, is, you know, having the beginning, the middle, and the end, the build up, the suspense, the little bit of humor, and you touched on everything. But also, I was gonna say earlier that you made it so much harder on yourself by choosing Planet Coaster.
5 years since the avocados.
Since the avocados.
Okay, who changed the script?
Who changed the script?
Let me know when you want to break a real.
This is great. I love this humor at the end because I left off the way the story ends. The statue there, you know, thanks to a touch of humanity and one special robot, left me feeling a little bit sad. So to roll the credits and have a little bit of humor in there, it's like, it's bringing me back up. It's bringing me back up. But the fact that you wrote a story that has me going through a spectrum of emotions means that it's a good one. And, you know, not only is this like the most incredible roller coaster storytelling dark ride experience ever created in Planet Coaster, but it's just a good story overall. It's giving me sci-fi. I see the sci-fi inspiration from games like Portal, Terminator. There's a few others that came to mind, and it's phenomenal. So, I mean, wow, give it up for Pixelated, you guys. 4 years in the making to make this, and that is a painstaking labor of love. I remember messaging him to say, could he help with our Dark Carnival dark ride for Project Planko, and he's like, I'm working on this ride called Humanity, and he showed me a teaser of those mechs that we saw. So the only thing I knew going into this was that I would see those mechs somewhere, and they showed up quite late. So we have this kind of automaton Terminator story taken, you know, from his own perspective and told very well, not told in a way that we've heard before. The humanity module used in DayZ was a nice spin. I really like that. Truly a good story. As I'm cycling through the video again, seeing these opening shots, I wanted to talk over some of those. Pixelated does these things where he uses silhouettes, shines light on them, so you get black on white backgrounds, and that is pretty cool. We've seen that before in Limbo, and then we transitioned to these black and white scenes with the camera effects layered over. There is almost an evolution of all the tools and all of the things that Pixelated has learned over the years from doing the most insane dark rides that we've ever seen, layered into this. Basically, I can go back to pretty much every one of their rides and go, oh, that's that trick and technique that you learned there, and you used it here. And then you just keep going back and forth, back and forth. Now, there are new techniques used here. I think the stuff that really blew me away are the wireframe meshes. I can't tell if that is a alpha PNG file that is like not rendering things and it's a flat image combined to look 3D and portrayed that way, or if you went into Blender and made the object but textured it using the texture only highlighting the wireframe. It could be a combination of both, but as a game designer myself, an ex-game designer who is familiar with texturing, modeling, and stuff like that, I could imagine the process of doing that stuff and then bringing it into Planet Coaster and then seeing how that reacts and then having to go back. That is where the time really gets consumed. So, I mean, I got to give it up to Pixelated for creating all these custom assets, because there's a point where you have to ask yourself, why I've kind of said it earlier, is like, why do all of this in Planet Coaster to tell your story when you could probably animate it or, do a flash animation or something like that and tell your good story that way. And it's the love of dark rides, it's the love of Planet Coaster that Pixelated did it, but also, the most importantly, the love for this community. And what you get from that is giving back. So the doors that you saw, the custom doors that spiral open, the falling boxes, even little DayZ animating and kind of going by, all these assets, the crazy opening doors, the steaming pipes, the falling crates, the custom wireframe things. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna go to what he sent me for the Steam page. But yes, this is what I'm trying to say, is the giving back to the community. All of the stuff used in this video should be assets that you can download from his workshop. So I'm trying to see Pixelated sensational selection of sci-fi subjects. All 370 items used in my Ride of Humanity, all kinds of sci-fi items. Some will be more useful than others. So yeah, some are like custom made and it's like, how would I use this? This scene here at the Mercury Terminal, the Desolation, the wireframe stuff, I believe that's like a 3D asset that's like really tall and he's just pushing it down. But then it also could be a PNG video. I'm not entirely sure because I didn't know you could do that. Looking at the Steam page here though, we have ducks, lots and lots of ducks, abstract wall greebles, all different cobblestone paths, concrete slabs, slab floors, copperplate walls, copper, all of the stuff that you saw when we're like skateboarding around at the end there, going up the walls. Then we have the DayZ animated multiple different ways, colorable, waving, greeting, moving, falling, projected, sprinting, statue. I could see people using DayZ for their rides and in their parks with all the different animations that you provided. The Earth Black animated. Okay, so that Earth that we're seeing, some of these projections, looking at these assets is going to help me kind of discover what was a 3D asset and what was used. Okay, yeah, the hologrids. This is what I was, yes. Okay, so they're 3D assets textured to look wireframe. That's what I'm looking at here on the Steam page. So the texture is basically invisible or transparent, but they highlighted all of the edge work, which would be the edges of the wireframe mesh. And we've seen that trickery done, or that art style, if you will, done in other games before. So a lot of the wireframe stuff that we were seeing was in fact a lot of wireframe objects. which is cool because you can actually use that now in like Tron style sci-fi holographic rides. And this is where, again, I gotta give credit where credit is due, because we featured some of the best dark rides ever created from Pixelated in the past that were actually like spooky house dark rides. And ever since that happened, like he had the door, the stairway splitting, you go through the stairs. I've seen that being used from people. And a lot of the different things, the creepy little assets that Pixelated had constructed for his previous dark rides are now something that the community goes to and uses for their own dark rides. And that's what I'm saying. This whole project, it's not just like a one and done. Here's my 30-minute video. What did you think of it? No, it's 370 assets that the community can use. The letters that were used for the credits, the sci-fi letters, all meticulously modeled one by one. So if you want 3D letters, and some of them are they're all colorable, and I think some of them are animated. So if you want 3D letters, you can download them now, and they look awesome. So anyone doing sci-fi, I'll have a link down in the description below to this whole custom library, as well as Pixelated's workshop, so that you can come give these things a download for yourself and take a look at. Because I think anyone doing the moving train thing was insane. I still can't figure out if that train was like set to move a certain distance, or I think I want to guess that's how it was, and then the coaster was following it back. It couldn't have been a video screen because it looked 3D going in. But yeah, there's so many good assets. A lot of the silhouettes are also custom cut out from the looks of things. So if you want to do some fun silhouettes in the background, like put people in your windows and stuff like that, you can do that now. There's 370 objects here. I'm just scrolling through it. It's so insane to me. That's where the 4 years of production went into. Hand building the stuff, Maya, Blender, whatever, texturing it in Photoshop, importing it. And I mean, I've made a couple, and I mean a couple, like literally 2 ThemeMaker Toolkit objects for Planet Coaster, and uploading it to the ThemeMaker Toolkit workshop, labeling it and assigning a name and doing all that. It is a long process and sometimes can take forever to load up. It is a painstaking process. So to do that 370 times, again, just goes to show the level of innovation and patience, and just wow. So again, I'm happy to react to this and wow to it and give my thoughts on it. But what I can leave you with that I'm most happy about is that everything that you saw in this video is most likely something that you will see again, because Pixelated has given it back to the community, has provided it for you guys to create things like those mechs stomping around. I could see Combat Wombat wanting to use those in his next Combat Wombat crazy mega coaster. You know, like there are so many good assets here that I could see people going like, oh, I want to use that on my sci-fi ride. And sci-fi currently in Planet Coaster, other than those big pieces, they all kind of end up feeling samey. With this pack of 370 pieces, we can actually create a little bit of distinction and bring something new into the sci-fi genre within Planet Coaster. So it's a good feeling that, you know, like somebody works on something for 4 years so that they can share it with the world and get their reactions. And so far, Pixelated has 2,000 views on their video on their channel. So if you're watching this now, click the links in the description below to the original without my commentary. Go give him a sub, go give him a view, share it on social media. Let's get that more views. Somebody that spends, 4 years on something definitely deserves to have a lot of eyeballs on their story and their creation, 100%. And it's a bit of a labor of love, but he's doing it so to get the reaction out of people. So the more comments you leave below, the more thoughts that you have, both on my video and his, he gets that gratification for going through all this. And then the next icing on the cake is, it's not just about who saw my creation, who saw my stuff, but who's downloading and using my assets. And it's a kind of a double-edged, or not even a double-edged sword, it's a double win. It's a 2-for-1, right? And everyone gets to appreciate and react to something that's never before been done in Planet Coaster and get that experience. That is the biggest payoff right there. And then the cherry on top is now Pixelated might in the future see a coaster spotlight, a park spotlight, something on the workshop that's like, credited Pixelated. Thank you for, making these mechs that I used in my ride. That way it kind of immortalizes him in a way in the Planet Coaster. I guess he lives on through other people's rides, through the creations that he made for this ride. And I think that's something special, you know? And it kind of ties in with like the theme of the humanity of it all. I don't know. He's like the Daisy of Planet Coaster. There's some metaphor there that I think is a happy accident. It's cool. It's really cool. I'm very taken back from this experience. I feel very heartwarmed and also just blown away. So many things done within this here creation that, you know, part of me wants to do a deep dive behind the scenes. We had those park files that I was poking around in. If I actually rode the rides one by one and actually like I was able to move the camera in all directions because I'm on the coaster, it would reveal some of those how did you do that moments. For the most part, I know how most of it was done looking at the page, the collections page. I was kind of like, how did he do that? And then now I'm looking, I'm like, okay, that's how he did that, kind of confirmed. Then there's like things in the past, like I know how everything was done because I had him on the show before and he showed me how he did things for Limbo. He showed me how he did things for Dread. He showed me how he did things for these rides. And then he went ahead and reused those things for this ride. So I kind of have like the answer. So there's probably a lot of you that are like, how did he do that and stuff? And you can download the park files and ride the original coasters one by one and have a look around. You could select the assets. And that's what's so fun about this, because at the end of the day, it actually is just a video game. And these are just video game assets attached to the POV of a coaster. And it created a literal movie experience. And while you're watching it, you can be taken back and almost forget, like, I'm on a roller coaster. And it wasn't until like you started going again and going up the walls and ramping through here and taking banking turns over there and here, you're like, oh yeah, this is Planet Coaster. I could have mistaken it for a little short film or something, and that's just remarkable to me. So, oh wow, I don't even know what else to say. I think I've said it all. Pixelated, you've done it again. You left a little thing at the end of the credits until next time. Are you gonna do another 4-year project in a game that's 7 years old now? That's just crazy to me. The fact that you started working on this 4 years ago, Planet Coaster was only 3 years old. That is just crazy to me. I saw, speaking of which, just kind of like, I saw someone in the comments, I saw a comment come up on my phone, and someone was like, this is why I stopped playing Planet Coaster. And they were regarding a park that I recently featured that they started working on it in 2016 when the game came out, and then they submitted it just a few months ago, and I featured it right away. There was no wait time. It went straight from being like submitted to just a couple weeks later, me featuring it on the show. And their biggest comment was, I've been working on this for 7 years, and it showed. Just like here today, this shows 4 years of, I could see the work gone into this. You know, this is a small indie team making this. It's Pixelated mainly, a couple voice actors, story writers, and all the people that he credited. But mostly he's the mastermind of this. And when it's just one person doing it, yeah, it takes like 4 years. So the YouTube comments said like, this is why I stopped playing Planet Coaster, because they said like, I'm 23 years old now and I don't want to be 30 by the time I finish my park. And then you're talking about like, if you start a 7-year project or a 4-year project in this case in 2023 or 2024, when the game is actually 7 years old, you actually don't, like, it'll be a decade old, like a whole decade of an old game by the time you finish. It becomes there's less and less of an audience to showcase and create your stuff. Like if Pixelated would have made this exact video 3-4 years ago, probably would have gotten 500,000 views. You know, people believe that they've seen it all in Planet Coaster that they haven't seen yet. And I say it almost every week. After 7 years of Planet Coaster, I keep seeing things I've never seen before. And Pixelated is just going to prove that, you know, what I did here today, this video here today, is makes you think like the game just came out yesterday, because this is like the type of innovation that's never seen before. And it just goes to show that this is more than just a video game. It's an engine. It's a game engine where you can create experiences, create movies, create universes, and that sort of thing. And that's where I really feel like Planet Coaster 2, maybe the reason it's taking so long, maybe they want to expand on that. Maybe they want seamless, endless sandboxes, so you don't have to make an experience like this in 7 or 8 different park files, you know? So I don't know. I don't know what their reasoning is, but if they ever do a Planet Coaster 2, maybe it'll be more like a game engine. just much like how map editors for RTS games spawned Dota and League of Legends and tower defense genres within the gaming world. You could look at Planet Coaster almost in a similar light, that it's creating experiences that you can't do in any other game engine or game. It's pretty phenomenal. So I'm pretty much talked out. That's everything I wanted to say. Pixelated, give yourself a break. Don't take another 4 years to make something, especially because, you know, you might be halfway through something and Planet Coaster 2 gets announced. So come join us on the smaller stuff. Give yourself a break. But oh boy, 4 years of you working on this definitely had the wow factor for me, and you have a lot to be proud of with this one. So give it up for Pixelated in the comments, guys. Leave him some love, leave him some engagement. Go follow him on his own YouTube channel, as well as leave some engagement on the original video with no commentary. And that's gonna do it for me in today's episode of is this Park Spotlight? Coaster Spotlight. I don't even know what we're doing anymore. This is like a genre of its own. Experience Spotlight. Okay, guys, I'll leave you with that. Bye now.